Oh yeah, that's Shavo. Oh, thanks. He's Chinese too.
Interesting looking fella.
Yes, he is.
What does LA bring to you? I mean, I know it's your home and all, but there's a tangible thing here.
Family, friends, love. That's what LA is for me. The rest.
Family, friends, love. That could be so good and that could be so bad.
No. It's good for me. Yeah.
It's cool. It's the kind of city that when you watch musicians who come out of this, you think there's opportunity. It seems like the kind of city that can really destroy it. I mean, you hear so many bands who've done it. Thoughts over there?
I think.
Hi. Oh, I didn't know you guys were doing this. It's like one of those unexpected interviews. I was just hanging out.
You were just there.
I was listening to the question. I'm sorry.
No problem. We're talking about the city.
How can LA destroy the persona of a striving musician? Or just even
destroy it?
Yeah. Well, it just seems like the kind of city that could.
It could, yeah. I mean, people come here thinking that they could be rock stars in a day, and they leave their lives and come here and start bands. That's why there's 101,000 bands out in LA. You know, 101,000.
1 in 1,000.
You know, bands out here more than any other city.
And actors and actresses.
Yeah, and models and people trying to be something. That's what this place is.
What makes LA sad is that a lot of people come here from other places that want to succeed, and that's great, but their families aren't here, so there's a lot of loneliness, and that loneliness transcribes into fear, into the big city thing.
Hope. It could swallow you up. That's what we're saying. I mean, we grew up here all our lives. Our family, everybody was based out of here. We didn't come here to make music and become musicians and whatever, so-called rock stars. We came here because we wanted to be.
But he did.
He did.
Not him.
Him. He did.
That's the rock star.
He came here to be.
Now.
Let's make a deal.
Yeah.
Him.
So, I mean, we did music because that was in our hearts, and we started playing, and we met each other in the studio, and we never strived to be that band. We just strived to do our music, and we got signed along the way.
The Rick Rubin thing is neat, and I'll ask you about that. Just are you surprised? There was this story that you guys were kind of like, really? Rick Rubin's interested?
Yeah, we saw him at the Viper Room the first time, and he was like rocking out, and it was really cool getting to meet him and stuff, and we were very, very interested in him producing us, and that had a lot to do with, our choice in the record label.
A lot of bands write about stuff, you write about things. Like a lot of things you write about, you speak in metaphor, but sometimes you don't, it's just literal. Even Prison Song, very literal.
The new record has more straight to the point, bam, this is what we're saying, but it still has a lot of confusing things, a lot of weird, confusing, System of a Down style things. But sometimes you move on and do something a little different, which is speak the samba, or speak your mind away, boom, in your face, or be a little more vague, and that's our style.
I mean, would you guys call yourself a political band? I mean, you have things about you that I guess you're interested in.
Well, yeah, but we're also you can't call us a certain type of band because we don't focus on one certain thing. We focus on everything. So to label us a political band or a social band or a weird band or a quirky band or this band or that band is like not right because we do it all. So we're just a rock band. That's how I label us. A rock band.
The outline.
Mm-hmm.
Grab that, the outline of this on there.
That's the psychotic.
Our
Moving
band.
around.
Yeah, that's a simple rock band, dude. That's how I see it. When people ask me what kind of music you play, rock.
Or rock.
But in that rock, I mean, there's a lot of different types of things happening.
There's pebbles in the rock, right by the rock.
And Bam Bam.
Bam Bam.
Dino.
That would be the bedrock for sure.
Yeah.
Different kind of rock. So I look at the place you guys stand right now. If you read the reviews, you see where System of a Down is placed, and it's like, yeah, you're a rock band, but it's not the same kind of rock band, that people know of. So you have to fight, sort of, Spiders on the radio, makes people go. Doesn't fit with Creed.
Yeah.
But it doesn't fit with Sugar, our other song.
Yeah.
And that doesn't fit with Chop Suey, which is on the radio now. It's probably not going to fit with the other single that we have, which doesn't fit with any of the other bands. So even we don't fit with ourselves sometimes. So it's hard. Because it's hard to explain yourself because everyone wants you to explain yourself. We really never liked explaining ourselves because we just do it, So it's hard in that way, in explaining ourselves and trying to find a common denominator and focusing on that. But we would like to not and just do it.
When you write about something like In Prison Song, when you write about something that's, specific, people will ask you then, to take that and take it to the next step. Like, would you be a part of a prison reform thing? Would you get involved in that kind of stuff?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't been approached for that, but I'm not sure. I'd have to see the plan. I think the prison system definitely needs reform, but it's also the laws that put people in prison that need more reforms than, because that's where it comes from. Mandatory minimum sentences and many other laws.
Do you think people are generally good or bad?
Good and bad are the same thing.
They are?
Yeah.
Explain, please.
Why?
It's easier to do bad.
It's a definition. It's a man-made definition. Good and bad. And do you think there's in nature is there good and bad?
Probably not, because I don't know if there's intent.
And why is man not a part of nature as much as a tree?
Is it because maybe people are more sentient? We're more self-aware. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if a tree is less self-aware than I am or more self-aware. I think we've created all this. We've created this mess for ourselves: the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Is it a mess?
Oh, look around you.
Look, it's a mess.
Shit, mother.
Who the hell fucking is this, man? It's a mess.
Yeah, the world's an ugly place right now on TV.
Huh?
Yeah, the world's an ugly place on television right now.
It's not that the world
On
is an
TV?
ugly place.
Oh, yeah.
The world is what we make it. The world could be very beautiful. When I wake up and I open my window and I see an orange tree, I think it's beautiful. The world's a beautiful place. It doesn't have to be ugly. It's up to us.
Mm-hmm. But the things that happen and the things that people want to talk about and the things that affect us tend to be the things that aren't the orange tree.
That's too bad. I wish it was the orange tree.
Yeah. Can the mess be cleaned up, realistically?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that if people really, really prioritize their life and their existence, I mean, if people really ask themselves why we're here and prioritize their life accordingly and saw the big picture, I think the world could be a better place. I think we could save ourselves from ecological disaster, which is going to be the worst one if we continue with our industrial, unawareness.
Why don't people care about that? Like, it seems to make sense, don't double oil on pigeons, makes sense. But no one seems to care.
Well, it's just life itself. It's the way the world has made everyone, society in general. There's really no explanation.
People during the Soviet, sorry to interrupt, bro.
No, interrupt because you're better at this kind of questions than I am. I was gonna say fuck chicks and do drugs.
And that was my next question. What do you do for fun?
Like people in the Soviet era used to be in breadlines a lot, right? Which made them less aware of political undercurrents and other things going on. And the world is kind of like that, is what I'm saying. That we're so busy sometimes with our own lives that it's hard to see the big picture, that it's almost impossible to see the big picture unless you kind of like just run out of a corner somehow.
Maybe the Earth should have an expiry date. Maybe this should not
Maybe
be.
it does.
It looks like it does.
Well, according to the Mayan calendar, the Bible, Nostradamus, Native American folklore.
We're soon done.
I wouldn't say the world, though, because it's not planet Earth that's going to be destroyed. It's our version of civilization, the same civilization that was created at the birth of industrial agriculture 10,000 years ago, the birth of what we call the East and West, the merging of East and West, and the birth of all major religions, which to me it makes all major religions not as valid as our true religion.
They have boards of directors, right?
Huh?
They have boards of directors.
They do.
And
It sucks. See, our religion is ourselves, Like, I seriously believe in my own higher power, and I don't believe in a religion that is contrived by an organization that, has rules and has a certain way, and everyone, all the religions believe in the same God. They just have different rules, and I don't follow those rules because I don't know who has the right ones or the wrong ones. So I have my own. And if they're wrong, then I'm going to hell.
Structure is good for the physical life, not good for the spiritual one.
yeah. I mean, okay, I look at people then, and I look at where they think they are. We become self-absorbed as musicians who are aware of these sorts of things. Is it then your job, to tell people this stuff?
It's not our job. We just like to inform because that's just something we like to do. It's not a job. Our job is to, I don't even feel like we have a job. Or this is our job. Our job is doing interviews and doing.
We're here on a Saturday night. What do you mean we don't have a job?
No, but I mean, music and words and everything. It's not really a job. It's something that we all love to do before we got paid for it. I was doing this before I got paid, and I'll do it again if I don't get paid. When you stop paying me, I'll still play music.
Eyes in the
Doesn't
back of
matter.
my head.
So it's not really a job.
Sorry.
But it's your responsibility to tell people.
No,
I don't
because
think so.
Because who are we to tell them how to live?
Yeah,
Seriously, our lives.
who says what I say is right or wrong, or what you say is right or wrong? People should know from their hearts what's right or wrong, and that's the problem. I mean, we're raised to think that intelligence and the mind and logic is so important. Freud and your mother and whatever.
Just do a lot of blow and talk.
No, like it's we've forgotten to follow this.